The guest is attorney Michael McDonald from Tennessee State University, and the topic is Making It in Higher Education, College Life 101, a book that Dr. McDonald has recently published. And of course, Dr. McDonald, let's have you to look at what you consider to be some of the issues that young people generally have to face coming into college. And I would assume that being College Life 101, this would be something that would generally start in the first year or the freshman year in college that you would have to deal with. Let's talk about it from that perspective.
Well, you're right, Dr. Haney. The College Life 101 is really based upon making the transition from high school to college, or even for the individual who has been out of high school for some years but attending college for the very first time. The focus was really on what we would call the traditional freshman, the individual who recently graduated from high school and maybe during high school they were involved in many activities. They were kind of at the top of the heap, so to speak, and then all of a sudden 3 months later they find themselves being one of the minnows amongst a sea of thousands of other minnows, and trying to make the transition from being in a setting where maybe a couple hundred students to a setting where there's several thousand, and also the transition from being somewhat interdependent in terms of having parents that you answer to and having curfews and those sorts of things, to going to a point where you're independent and you have to have a certain degree of discipline about yourself in terms of just doing what needs to be done during the day. College Life 101 was written to help young people, especially individuals who embrace Christian principles, to not just survive but to be conquerors and to be successful on college campuses that are not religious Christian based. A couple of the topics we talk about is the importance of maintaining contact with your parents and family members, and how critical that is.
Do you think that's a real problem on college campuses, back talking to the folks back home about what's going on?
I think to some degree it is. I mean, in my own experience, there was a period of time there where I said, well, I'm okay, but you don't want to wait and make the phone call when everything is wrong. You can just call and say, I love you, thanks for putting me here, because in my situation, it wasn't just my parents who I represented in college. Many people from the community helped me get there, and so it was a sense of them wanting to know that you were okay. Also, we talk about the importance of academic preparation. There's a chapter in there that deals with the first day of school, chapter in there about buying books and things that you should know before you go and actually spend your money. One of the things to suggest is that you attend the class first before you go to the bookstore and buy the books, because there's certain things that you may not need, and money comes at a premium when you're in college. Talk about dating. Talk about domestic violence that does occur on college campuses. People would be surprised to learn that